Love that. Good morning.
Hi.
This is Heather.
And I'm Nikki.
From Woolly Elephant. It's been a while.
Well, apparently, according to YouTube, it's been 3 months.
We didn't think we'd get this one done today. But we thought we'd try. We'd try. And we've got a bit of time this morning. This is a rare thing. We're going to try going forward. There might be much shorter videos. For us to video together, we could do them individually, because just life is totally against us for doing this now.
It's just chaotic.
We just don't have much time. So if we do this going forward, this will be a longer one. So go and get a cup of tea. Pause us now and go and get a cup of tea or two.
Yeah.
But going on, they might only be like half an hour.
Yeah.
40-minute episodes tops in the future, together, because we like doing it together. We don't really want to do it apart, do we?
No.
I'd rather not do it, really.
If I have to do it apart, I probably wouldn't do it. I just don't have the time.
You might start seeing more little tutorials and things coming for
Yeah.
us to fill in if we can't get to podcast. Anyway, so if you're a new viewer, are you going back to the beginning? We've noticed a few people are going back to going to the beginning and starting watching us from the beginning, which gives us a bit of a nudge to try and get this done.
Next episode,
today. It's been 3 months.
So 3 months. So we've had Christmas and New Year and birthdays and everything in between.
Yeah, if you're new, we'll just give you a bit of an update. Just skip forward a bit.
Update. Yeah. What?
Well, in the last 3 months, you've moved house.
I've moved house. Yeah, just 2 weeks before Christmas. Joseph turned 2.
Yeah.
I started nursery.
Michael started school, which is what's making it difficult for us to podcast, because we podcast in the morning. Yeah. Nikki can only get here for about 9 o'clock in the morning after she's dropped Michael off at school, and I generally have to be at work for 10 o'clock.
And I work nights,
so we can't do it in the evening. The only day we've got free where we could spend more time, we might do it once in a blue moon when we do a longer one on a Sunday, but invariably we do things with our families or all together on a Sunday.
Yeah. So we'll squeeze it in, but I've started doing more classes where I'm teaching.
Nikki's a teacher. We've not said that on the podcast before.
Have we not? All right. Well, for a local studio in town, I'm the knitting and crochet tutor, which is nice. I think I've done 3 lessons so far. I did have a knit one a couple last week, but I've had to reschedule it because I weren't very well. But yeah, I got more up and coming. It's through the company. So Confidential.
So confident. So you're not
so confident.
Hang on. There's a cup with it on somewhere.
Yeah, so I'm the tutor there.
I'll find that, and then if you're local, you can...
They have a studio in Glasgow, Birmingham, and I'm pretty sure there's one in Dundee too.
Forget that. I thought I had my cup there with it on. I've not. Must be in the kitchen.
But I've been doing that. I've been primarily teaching crochet there.
This is after we went to a class there and we did the free motion, that
embroidery.
That up there where I did the flower, free motion embroidery. We went to one of the first classes after their opening day.
Yeah.
And Nikki went wearing all the knitted stuff.
And since I've started, I've been with a friend, been doing trying to start off knitting and crochet groups and sewing group, for mums and obviously other people. So I've been doing that as well. And work and life, it's just chaos.
I've had a shoulder. It's not an injury. An injury. I haven't physically injured it, but I've got what they call a rotator cuff injury, which has been giving me a lot of trouble. So it affects me knitting. It's obviously affected me knitting because I'm using that, and I do a few rows, and it was hurting quite a lot. I've not been doing any wool dyeing because when you're dyeing yarn, having to lift it out of the water and wring it out, and it's put quite a lot of stress on this, and it wasn't just a little bit of pain, it was a lot of pain. So I haven't given up. For anybody that does buy my yarn and is wondering why I've not been doing any dyeing or doing any updates online in the Etsy shop, this is why. I have not given it up. I am just on a hiatus.
Having a break,
so to speak.
Shoulder can rest.
This has kind of taken over my life instead at the moment because I can't.
Isn't it pretty?
I know. I mean, new one. I can't not craft. It's driving me nuts that I can't knit as much as I want to, because if you're a regular viewer, I knit like a demon constantly, which I have not been able to do. Although I've got a few bits to show, but for 3 months it's not much.
We went to the knit and stitch show at Harrogate, didn't we?
Yeah.
And that was good. That's where Mum got a new sewing machine.
Yeah, well, I'd got originally a little Singer machine I'd got in sale on Hobbycraft, which is, I was just going to get a sewing machine and help Nikki out because she wasn't getting any time, because we sell hand-dyed yarn and project bags, hands-on project bags. Well, Nikki wasn't getting time with the kids and her work and everything, so I said, well, I'll give you a hand and I'll do a bit, and I'll do a bit for the house. I was planning on sewing clothes. Well,
that changed.
That's kind of changed, and I'm now going down the bag and purses, and obviously I've been sewing bags for the shop. You can see a few behind. They're the latest ones I've just done. So I've been doing sewing, and it's kind of just taken over my life. Now I'll have to find time to squeeze in yarn time when I feel up to doing that again.
Probably do that when the weather warms up a bit.
Yeah, well, that's it as well. There's nowhere. With having a lot of yarn in boxes in the house, and we dry the washing over a heated area, trying to find somewhere to dry it and not turn my house totally damp.
Yeah.
It's not fun at the moment because I only have a tiny little backyard and stuff. So it'd be, as the weather, maybe get more dry days, then I can start getting it. It's obviously not my first job. It's what I do on the side.
So I don't think there's anything else to talk about.
You moved the week before Christmas.
2 weeks before Christmas. Was it 2? Yeah, no, it was 2 weekends, but yeah.
It just happened all in a hurry.
We got the keys on the Tuesday, we moved out on the Saturday, and I'm still
trying to find stuff.
Trying to find stuff. My main priority. I got so stressed because I didn't know where all my sewing stuff was. I didn't know where all my knitting was. I didn't like it. Whereas in my old house, I had a whole room to put all my stuff in. In this house, I don't. And I couldn't find my cutting mat. It was just one of the first things to go.
Yeah.
Couldn't find it. Did find it. It caused a lot of problems and stress Ed, and my friend were laughing at me because she's like, it's just a cutting mat. It's not the point.
You need it.
I need it. And I found it, and I've only done a handful of sewing. Like, Michael wanted to create a for his bedroom door. This rocket fabric that I bought from one of our local shops, Always Knitting and Sewing. So we made that. So it was nice to get my sewing machine out, and I got to use the triple stitch, which Mum's been raving about, so I did that. And I've not really done much else sewing wise. I've just not. But I can't wait to get stuck back in it.
It's alright, I made up for it. So we've got plenty of finished objects, both knitted, crocheted, most of them are sewing. So if you're not interested in any of the sewing ones, we'll show all the knitting ones, crochet first, but there is going to be more sewing in the podcast going forward.
I've got 2 sewing.
Because, like I say, it's kind of taken over a bit. So, do you want to go first? I love this.
So, I've kind of been into crochet because I can crochet really, really fast. So I get that gratification. Is that what it
instant
is?
gratification.
Gratification a lot faster than I do with knitting. You know, I'm just a junkie for the highs. So I pattern tested for a lady.
This is fab.
And this is dinosaur t-shirt yarn. Tub. Obviously, I've done it by hand, so it's a bit wonky, but
What do you mean you've done it by hand? Of course you've done it by hand. You can crochet by foot.
I'm talented, you know. So there's nothing in it holding it up. It's just the stitch. But
it is rock. Look at that. It's rock solid. It's firm as anything.
Done it with t-shirt yarn, 10mm hook, and the story behind this, me testing for this, was I bought this lady's pattern. I follow her on Facebook. I'll put a name. I'll get a proper name, because I think I know what it is, but I don't want to say it wrong.
We'll put it down the bottom of the screen,
and I'll link it in
the down belows.
The down belows, for credit for a pattern. She'd done a big one, which would fit inside a KoPoUk unit. You know, the big square units from IKEA.
Oh yeah,
a big one to fit in there. And I thought, oh, that's great. It's dinosaur. I'm decorating Joseph's bedroom all in dinosaur. So I thought, Ben's got a million t-shirts he doesn't wear. So
Michael's decorating his bedroom in toothpaste. Sorry.
So we
had to get that in.
So we were. So I decided I was going to do that. So I bought the pattern. I cut up all these t-shirts, and I didn't get very far. The base, whereas this is 36 stitches. The other one's 72 stitches, so it's quite big. I've not brought it with me because it's now full of dinosaurs. But I'll take a nice picture and we can put it in. So I'm doing the pattern, but I noticed there were a few errors, so I messaged her and we got chatting, and she asked me what I like to test. I sent her pictures of me whilst I was doing it, and she recommended someone who I could buy t-shirt yarn off. He was actually going out of business, so she was selling it cheaper.
I have a picture of that one. I could probably put in the other one that you did.
Yeah. So I ordered some of this, so I finished off the other one. So at the bottom it's all a bit wibbly wobbly because I made all the t-shirt yarn myself, so it's varying in width. And then at the top it's all structured because I've used proper the t-shirt yarn. Because what they do is they buy it from excess fabric from, you know, the fashion industry. So it's off the bolt, and then they turn it into the yarn with the bits that, you know, like the offcuts and the things like that, the seconds and stuff.
The first ones you've used Ben's t-shirts for, aren't you?
Yeah, so half of it is not this one. Half of the other one is Ben's old t-shirts and my old t-shirts.
So it's proper recycled.
And then the top stuff is the recycled t-shirt yarn from the fashion industry, and this is what this is made out of.
I love that.
But like the white was one of my old t-shirts. This dark green was Ben's Brussels sprout Christmas t-shirt, and the rest was stuff I bought. But I'm really pleased with it. I really enjoyed doing this. It only took me 5 hours. Altogether 5 hours, because I did half of it watching Sabrina, the Teenage Witch on Netflix, and that was 2 episodes. I got halfway up, and then 40 minutes?
Yeah.
And then the rest took me a bit longer because my arm were hurting.
Yeah, that was all I was going to ask, because it's so sturdy. Is it not hard work?
On my other basket,
on your hands,
I did it with a size 9 hook, and I did find it hurt. I was getting friction burn on my finger. My elbow was hurting because it is a workout. So I said, when I do this one, I'm going to do it with a size 10, and it did make a difference. But because it's a waistcoat stitch, which makes it look like a knit stitch, when you do your crochet, you're going through the post. You're splitting the stitches at the back, and
tutorial,
and that's what gives it, and that's what gives it this look. And you need a good pointy hook, and I don't have any pointy hooks. I've just got cheap ones, so I need to get some pointy ones.
I borrowed one of mine. I've got a set of higher ones, although I don't know if they're pointy enough.
It needs a good point. It needs to have a good point on the hook to do this stitch really well. But that being said, I did it. I started it yesterday, and I started it Monday, and I finished it yesterday. I
love that. I prefer that to the other one. Just I think because the dinosaur's so bright, he stands out more.
Yeah. Well, the other one was just more a test, but I'm going to do the other one again when I've got some more money to buy t-shirt yarn, so it can all be colours, not mismatched. But he loves it. Joseph just he sees them and just rahs.
I'd like them. Maybe not with the dinosaur on for myself, but I'd like them on my table. They'd be good for putting all my pots in. You know, your big things like your big scissors and your rulers and stuff like that, because it's so firm. I really enjoy making these, so I'm going to make these. Whether I put them on the Etsy shop or save them for stocking, I was, for on the stall. I was thinking of doing them all in one colour. Maybe do the initials on, 3 colours, put handles on, Tutorial on how to do the stitch. Yeah, I'll do a tutorial. Like we're going to start doing more, just little tutorials like that. I've already put a couple on for something I've knitted and for cords and how to put cords in a bag and things. Just little things.
But the pattern for this isn't out yet because I only sent her my...
You were Did you ask her if it was alright to show?
Yeah, I did, yeah. So, cool. She just wanted a credit.
Yeah.
Which is fine. So that's that. I've waffled on about my basket now. You go.
Right. For knitting, I started in these socks in October. I've more been doing them for samples for the shop. So I've only done one of each. Started in October while I was on holiday. And just when I came home, they got shoved aside. So this is the first one. Just turn this light. So see if we can get it better. Because it's gone a bit dull. I've got a daylight light in here. I've got a daylight lamp on behind me and a window here. And it's still flipping dull. That's how cold and dull it is outside.
Okay.
This is called... I can't remember.
Not meaning of a pansy something, isn't it?
Get a nice shop.
Violet.
No, it's blackcurrant. Is it blackcurrant ice cream?
I don't know.
I think it's blackcurrant ice cream. I dyed 3 different colourways all in the same style. There was blackcurrant ice cream, so there was horse chestnut, and then there was, might have been peach Melba ice cream or something like that. A peachy coloured, summery coloured one. Anyway, I thought I'll knit one up so that you can see what it looks like, because we still plan on doing craft fairs sometime in the future, and I wanted a sample so we could to take with us, plus to have a sample to put in the shop in pictures for the yarn. But this goes, it should knit up the same for the other ones as well. It's done this little micro stripe, but there is kind of like patches on it as well. So I quite like that. It's not really, I wasn't really so keen on the colour myself, whereas Nikki thought it was fabulous.
I like it.
Didn't you?
Yeah.
So I think I'm more the horse chestnut colour one, but I love how it's come out.
I'm not seeing it.
Pardon?
I'm not seeing it. It's not that one. No. I think it's blackcurrant.
I think it's blackcurrant.
No, that's the spark.
No, that's a mini. Might have just got shoved down the line. But it's definitely in there. Hang on. Yeah, I'll give you your phone.
Have a clue.
Hold that.
Holding.
Put this one on. Anyway, that's what it looks like wound into the ball. Anyway, that's the picture. That's what it is. Blackcurrant ice cream. It was right near the top. She passed. Must have been the second or third picture she passed. I don't know. Anyway, that's it. So, then I've also done, this one's sold out in the shop now. This one was Autumn Fire. This was on Polwarth yarn. I really like colours. Let's see if I can get better light. That's Autumn Fire. There, that's more like it. I love this colour. This is done in a Knitting X pattern. Mina Phillips pattern. Risferber socks, I think it's called. It's one of my favourite patterns to knit on socks. That's it wound. I will dye more of this, but this is on a Polwarth because I really like the Polwarth in my socks. I think it's quite hard wearing. The ones that I've already knitted and have worn and worn quite a bit are wearing really well. They're not all bobbly or...
That's good.
And they're warm as well. And there's no... Is there nylon in it? I'm not sure if there's nylon in it. I think it might be 100% Polwarth yarn. Though I wouldn't swear to that. See, it shows how long it is since I've looked at the labels. But there you go. So that's Polwarth, yeah. That's the Autumn Fire one. Finished that one. And then this one, I love this. And this just so happens to match the bags I've just made as well. This one, as soon as I started knitting with this one, I thought, God, I want to knit everything in that. This is called, it's so pretty. This is A Beautiful Morning, which it's not today.
Oh, okay.
But it is, I think it's really pretty. A really pretty colour. Again, it's a Risferber, I think it's called, sock pattern. From when I was in the sock club. I do the heel flap and gusset on all my socks. Now these have all been knitted. I think one I knitted on, this one I think I knitted on 2.5mm DPNs. No, I didn't.
Lying?
I'm lying. Yeah, no, circular. The 9-inch circular. 2.5 9-inch circular. And I'll have just switched to the end for doing the toe. This one I knitted on 2.25 circular, 9-inch circular. Comes out, I started them all, it comes out much smaller. I started them all off on Magic Loop and it just does me head in.
I love knitting on Magic Loop.
It just does me head in, and I switched. And then so that shows, see, 9-inch circular. I have actually started the second one in that one. These are Chigu 2.25. And then this one, as you can see on this one, this was on a, that might have been a 3mm.
It feels looser.
Because it's considerably, it's not got, these have got like a ribbing texture in them, so it pulls it in anyway. But this one's much looser, which would probably go a bit baggy on my foot. So I'd do them on a small one. But I was doing them for samples, and it shows the different, how your tension's different. Because I find my tension on circulars, 9-inch circulars, is much looser than it is on DPNs and on... In fact, I lie. That one was on the 9-inch circular. This was on the 3mm 9-inch circular. That was on this one, which is 2.5mm 9-inch circle. I normally do 2.25, and this one was on my 2.25 Likey. Is it Likey? Lykke?
Yeah.
DPNs. I did each one on something different.
Yeah.
Don't know why I thought otherwise. I forget. It's been a while since I finished those ones. So I did them on 3 different ones. But that one I started on the Magic Loop.
What were those needles like?
I like them,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't say they're any better or any worse than my higher. Because they're a wood. I wouldn't say they're any better or any worse than my higher bamboo ones. You know the
Interchangeable ones.
No, you know the wood ones that high do, that Symphony.
They're Knit Pro.
Knit Pro. They're no better than my Knit Pro Symphony ones. That's what I said, isn't it? They're no better than my Knit Pro Symphony wood ones, I didn't think. So for the price, I would buy, personally, Knit Pro. The Lancashire ones were perfectly adequate. They worked really well, no troubles whatsoever. But they didn't work. I just think they didn't feel any different or any better to me than my Knit Pro Symphonies for the extra money. I just wanted to try something from them, which I got them at a show. So they were all knitted differently. Those were the ones I started on the Magic Loop and gave up because I bloody hated it. I did it through, excuse me, swearing. I did it through necessity, you know, because I wanted to do 3 different ones. So there we go, I've done those.
Not knit socks ages. When we went to a show end of last year, my dad bought me this sock kit, and it had squirrels on it and acorns, because I haven't done colour work really before. Postman. Anything like that before. Well, to finish, I've always started but never finished. So I think I need to dig them out. Anyway, when we went to...
You forget you've got it.
Yeah, we went to Knit and Stitch show, and I had it in my head I wanted a knitting machine. You know, one of those circular ones.
One of the circular ones, not a backwards and forwards knitting machine.
I've looked at them since, but no. It all came because yarn hoarder Amber, she posted that she's been doing all these hats and scarves and
for charity. She does them for the homeless, doesn't she?
Yeah, and I was like, oh, that looks good, because you can make a hat in 30 minutes. And when we went, they didn't have anything like that. There was only one place with one, and it cost me £35, and it was the Prim Maxi. I don't like it.
No,
it's doing my head in.
It needs bolting down.
I wish I'd have just saved my money and got the Addy King Express or whatever it's called, because I haven't got it with me. It's just a circular knitting machine. You can always look up a picture, and it's got the feet, and it's got a handle, and it's got a crank, and it's got a tension thing, and it's got all these teeth. But the problem is the tension feeder doesn't feed the tension very well, so you've got to hold the handle, move the crank, watch the stitches, and then. So I've taken the tension thing off. I've tried strapping it to the table. I've used glue dots underneath the feet, because if it jumps about, your stitches are rubbish.
Yeah, you lose your tension.
And you get floats, tension, it gets tight, it puckers. It's not as easy as it looks. And I can understand now why the Addy has, when you buy the machine, its feet are clamps. There's just no feet that clamps, so they just clamp it to the table to keep it still, because you can't wind it and hold it and feed the yarn all at the same time. So I'm like, the whole point of me buying this was so... Michael's always asking me for hats, because he loves it when we're making hats and scarves and things like that. So I thought, yep, cool. Great for gifts. I like just making things on them. I just wanted to try something...
Different.
So I got that, but I'm just losing my rag with it. But anyway, one decent thing I've actually made on it is this scarf. I just need to put the poms on the end. It's the tube scarf. I used, it's like a pinky bluey.
Light move.
It's a King Cole Aran. I think it's King Cole, but I'll just.
It was that when you got on the market, wasn't it?
Yeah. So like here.
Either that or Stylecraft.
So like that happened. Like it's not actually that bad on this one. I don't know what was going on with this, but I had it on the ironing board, hanging through the hole in the ironing board. But it doesn't matter on what I do. On some things, I've got these consistently throughout, or I'll have beautiful tension, and then it'll just go for a crazy patch where it'll all happen. And I wanted to be able to make stuff, you know, quickly, so that I can
Yeah, because we were knitting for school, scarves for school, and you were hoping you'd be able to like turf quite a few out.
Yeah, so
And it's just not happened.
it's just not happening. I'm getting really frustrated with it. I've done a hat, a brimmed hat with some carnival tweed from Stylecraft.
Joseph liked that.
He did. So does Ben. So does everybody. But because
It was supposed to be for me, apparently, because she said as I was going, that hat's for you, and I forgot to take it.
So I think I might undo it just a tidgy bit to make it a bit shorter. But it doesn't. I don't like it because the stitch variation on the machine is so bad. And I've tried. I've bolted. I've done weights. I've done everything. And I've just like.
Does anybody out there have one of these kind of circular knitting machines that you might have experience with? It's from the videos that we see on YouTube, it's the Addy seems to be the one to go for. Have you got one? Can you like comment underneath and tell us what you think of it?
Because I've got, when I look up the videos for any sort of help, when I put in the Prim Maxi, I think I get a couple from like Turkey, and then that's it. There's nothing else. And the way the stitch, the teeth, the needles, the difference to them, the Addy, these pull the yarn under, where I think the Addy does it all over the top. So if you like drop a stitch, you don't really notice until it comes back around. So yeah, I think when it gets closer to my birthday, I may be saving up and buying myself an Addy one.
Yeah.
When they come on offer.
Big birthday this year, maybe we'll buy one for you.
I'm 30.
I'm 50 this year.
Yeah. So that's what I wanted it, because you can knit flat panels on them too. And I had this beautiful vision of using up all this odd ends of DK and Aran, because that is better for DK and Aran and like worsted weight yarns. A massive throw for my bed and sofas, and everyone was going to have blankets for Christmas, and everything was going to be beautiful and amazing. I was going to be chained to it.
Yeah. No. All the best plans. Never mind.
Oh well. At least
Anyway.
they were only 35 quid, not hundreds.
Yeah. Talking about, and fortunately I can get the Addy also.
Yes.
Because my yarn supplier sells them. Right, anyway, talking of knitting scarves for school. One of the teachers at school, I work for her child's granddad. Yeah. Jean, my friend who I lost last year. It was her grandchild. And her daughter works at Michael's school. She's a teacher at Michael's school. And she said they were doing, I can't remember it. I can't even remember what it is she said they were doing. Can you?
It's for the class PSHE. Personal Social Health Education, and they have this thing in it. It's called SCARF. She did tell me what it meant. It's an acronym for something. Yeah. And they want scarves so they can wear them in the classroom
when they're talking about
it.
So she said she wanted about a minimum of 11 scarves, which is hence that one. I said, well, I don't think I'm going to at the moment be able to knit that many. I don't know whether she's recruited anybody else.
Yeah, there's me, there's you, there's Natalie.
Has Natalie started doing them?
I think she's started doing one. But because we only know there's 11, it's up.
Yeah. So I've done 3 up to now. This is what I've been doing. To use up my leftovers, like 2-3 bin bags full of acrylic yarn, which is going this week. Yay! Finally getting shoulder stuff. Anyway, in the meantime, not that there's anything wrong with acrylic yarn, but I've got so many odd half balls, or when you've knitted a jumper, because we used to knit all our jumpers and things in acrylic yarns, didn't we? And all the stuff for the kids, and I might have bought 4 balls and only needed 3, or that kind of thing. And plus then people have given me stuff, and there was the stuff left from the shop, and I've got rid of loads of it, giving it to people, but I've still got loads, and we're trying to clear the clutter, because we have so much clutter, and we've still got a lot of clutter from when we had the shop. But I thought I'll start having a go. I'll use some up multi-stranded products to get rid of some of these scarves, so I hope the cold in the classes, because these are pretty damn chunky. God,
do you want me to lift it up?
Yeah, sorry, that hurt my shoulder. So this was the first one that I've done, and as I remember from before, when I've knitted before, if you do this elongated stitch, obviously you can knit a lot quicker, because like on this one I've done 3 wraps. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I've done a little tutorial. There is a tutorial in on this YouTube channel for doing this. This one I've just done 3 wraps on. This is 3 strands of double knit yarn and held together, and I've knitted it on higher 8mm needles. I'll go and get the needles and I'll show you actually, because you don't see them very often. But so I've started up. I've tried to fade it. Picked out all the shades of purple I could find, and I've faded it because I've done 3 strands. So this end, can you see there, is purple glittery. Like I say, it knitted up really quick because each one of these stretched out is one row and it's almost equivalent to all of these rows.
It's satisfying.
So it is. And then I faded it into, started gradually fading it into a darker purple. Not a darker purple, a different shade of purple. It's more a grey purple because I seem to have plenty of that. Don't know why. And then I've gradually gone into light purple until I got to the end. So this would actually make, I was thinking, I like this one. If I was to do it again, that's what I've just finished that this morning. This would make a brilliant.
Comes complete with stitch marker.
It does. This would make a good cowl. If you made one of these and stitched the ends together, this would make a good, where you twist it, wrap it over, put it over again.
Yeah.
I am seriously tempted, after I made it, to keep it or to do another one. The only thing you have to watch with this one is because it's got long, quite a long edge so you don't snag it. But I think as when it's round your neck as a cowl, it would, because of all the holes, catch the air more.
Yeah.
And be warmer. So that's that one. Oh, don't lift your arm up, Heather. That's pretty long. So that didn't take me. It took me about, I think I did that over about, talking of which, I missed a bit there. I've been this morning where I've missed. I discovered a couple of places where when I'm knitting, I've obviously not gone round with all three strands, or I've missed pulling one of the loops through. So I'd have a loop, and I've been going along this morning, stretching them out or stitching. There's only been a couple stitching them in. There's a bit, if I can see one there, look, that I've missed.
Tucked up.
So, well, they're only going to school, aren't they, to wearing? But I will sew that one in. That glitter wool somebody gave me, it was Poundland glittery wool. It looks pretty cool knit up, actually. But I have some hot fuchsia pink of something like that, a King Cole version of that.
Hot fuchsia. So
that's that one. And then I've switched from doing the long floats, and I've made it narrower because I thought that one was quite wide. That was 34 or 35 stitches, something like that, on 8mm needles. If you watch the tutorial, I say on there how many stitches it is. And then so I reduced it to 30. This is 4 strands, so this one's a bit chunkier. And I carried on with it, what I had left of the yarns for that one, and then added in others as I went, as I finished them off. So this one is 29 stitches, and I've only done one wrap round on this one.
I think I might have to do one of these. It's
so quick and easy. I think I could do more if my shoulder didn't hurt. I'd do about that much in an evening.
Yeah,
in about an hour. It'd only take about an hour, if that, to do that much, because that's how quick they are to knit. So this one, I've gone with the glittery purple, the dark purple and green, and then added in the light, and then gradually added in brown till it's more brown. It doesn't go solid at the end of this one, and I've added in a bit of cream in that one. Now I quite like that for a standard scarf. These are an easy quick knit, great for using up your odds. Be nice to do in wool as well. You know, say like with 4 strands, these are like coming out the equivalent as if you were knitting with super chunky, a good thick super chunky.
Really nice.
But these would be nice.
Feel substantial.
These would be nice as well in wool if you've got leftovers.
This is mine now.
Wool. I know I quite like that one. So I've done that one. And then I finished this one that Nikki's just been messing with today. I still had loads of this brown. I think I bought it to make a cardigan for one of the kids and never did, so that's what I've been using up. And then into the orange. This was some orange I knitted Michael a jumper out of.
Yeah.
Once, I think. I wouldn't
did.
swear to that.
Yeah, it's like rusty orange.
That was a King Cole yarn, the orange one, and gradually did that till it was, I used all the orange nearly up, and then I've added in, when it was running out, because this is 4 strands, so every time I got to the end, I'd turn one ball, double knit ball, and roll a couple of balls off it, and as one of the balls, there would be different sizes, so as one ball was running out, I'd add in another colour.
Yeah.
Drop that and add another colour in. So you got a bit of the green that was in this one too. So when I do the next one, I'll probably cast another one tonight. I've got some pinks. I've took a few balls of wool out of my thing to do a couple more with more in pastel colours. And I'll start that tonight. That stitch marker, I left it on there so you can look. That's a KoPoUk stitch marker from a summer picnic set. And that was at the Apple. It looks so real.
She's so clever.
She is. I love her stitch markers. If you're ever in the market for stitch markers, and they are such good quality, they never break, they never snag.
They don't look like what
and
they
don't tarnish. They're a bit more expensive, but they don't tarnish, because I've had silvery ones that tarnish as well. None of my KoPoUk ones have ever tarnished. So go and check her out if you're in the market for some cool stitch markers. So that's all we finished sewing. No, knitting even.
Did I bring that?
I've got one crochet one. I'll show that while you're looking. I started a crochet one as well. This is just one strand of double knitting.
You're crocheting?
I'm crocheting. All I needed to work my hands in a different way because my shoulder was hurting and I still wanted to do something. So this is one strand of double knitting. I don't know what stitch I'm doing.
You look like you're doing a double.
It could be a treble, but it could be a double treble.
What are you doing? Show me what you're doing.
Show me what I'm doing. Bossy, isn't she? Right.
Because if you're going off English or American terminology.
English. Well, I don't know. I just did what?
Just show me what you did.
I started off doing trebles.
Right.
And then I added an extra one in, so it might be a double treble, I don't know. So I go over once.
Yeah.
Through the loop. Yeah. Pull it through.
Yeah.
And then I go over, pull it through. I just pull it through the first loop, over again, through the 2 middle loops, over again, and then through the last 2 loops.
Yeah, that's like a double treble.
Is that a double treble? See, I'm doing a double treble and I don't even know it. I just wanted to make them longer so it was knitted. So it crocheted quicker. Because this is only one strand. And it gives a ridged, like a ridged look. So that first yarn, that was a Stylecraft alpaca double knit. It's a blend, an alpaca blend. But that's all I had left of that. So I've switched to, I had some of this. I'd bought 2 balls of this to make somebody a jumper with once and never did. So I've now switched to that. It's like a tutti frutti type acrylic yarn I got from somewhere. I don't know where.
That's nice.
And I'm doing that on this is higher 4mm hook. Talking of which, you carry on talking. I'm just going to go and get them knitting higher knitting needles I was talking about to show while you carry on. Okay. I thought I'd brought them in and I've not.
So yesterday I went to Hobbycraft with my friend and we were looking at the Karen cakes. And this she was sweet and she gifted me this one. And it's the pumpkin spice and it's all the different oranges. Like yellow, that's like a pinky orange, then orange, and then yellow, and then there's pinky orange, and then this. So I started, I looked up patterns that were designed for carrot cakes, because carrot cakes are massive in America. And I found this one, it's called Fireside Afghan, you know, like a blanket type thing. And this is what I've done so far. Hoping that I'll get the striped effect with the colours, and I'm doing this on a 5mm. This is like a shell stitch. This was a free pattern I found off. It's called Crochet Dreams, I think. This is what I did in an hour last night. I think it's 128 stitches, I think.
Sweet fast.
With a size 6 hook, and I've been buying these with the handles from one of our local shops, because it's a lot easier to use. But yeah, so the pattern says it'll take 2 of these, because this is 80% acrylic, 20% wool. This is one of those Karen cakes.
Oh right, yeah, I've never used one of them yet.
So the pattern, the ball band said 5mm, but the pattern said 6, so I'm using 6. It gives it that loose texture.
I like that.
It's supposed to be like a blanket type thing. Blanket. So once it's done, it's called a Fireside Afghan. Once I've done one body, I'll get the other one. This is, I don't know if I said already, but it's pumpkin spice.
I've looked at stuff like this, but I've not bought, because of all the acrylic off balls I've got. Yeah. I feel guilty about buying any more. Whereas now it's all going to a kids group. Yeah. I can just go and buy what I want when I want now.
So I need. I think she paid a £5 because she bought me this one and then she got herself one. It was like blues and like dark purple and light greys, and they were real pretty. But she got me this because she knows I like these colours. So That's nice. So
I like that.
So I'm going to carry on with doing some of that today. I taught my friend how to crochet, so she's crocheting mad. Scrunchies. So I'll probably do that tonight when she's round crocheting hers.
Right, as I mentioned, if there's anything in there you want to borrow. As I mentioned before, I used higher needles to knit those scarves, 8mm. These are interchangeable.
I think I've got your 8.
Interchangeable knitting needles. Not your circulars, but obviously these are interchangeable straights. If you haven't seen them before, if you like knitting on straight needles, I mean, these are quite short. There is an extra, they come with another bit as well.
Oh, I've got some of them.
Yeah, you
What,
don't
the
get...
small set?
Yeah, there's 2 different sizes. Is it up to 4mm or 4.5mm and then 5mm above? Because if you use higher circulars, you'll know that the needles that you put on the ends, you need there's 2 different cable sizes.
Yeah.
For up to a certain size, I can't remember what it is for one cable, the thicker, bigger cable, and then for the narrower needles is a narrower cable. Well, it works the same with these, so there's 2 different sets. So all you need to buy is the 2 different sets, and then you just attach your needle tips. There's what you need, which I think is brilliant. The only downside is I do find they come loose a bit.
I found that
while I'm knitting, but I get over that. I just stop every now and then, just give them a twist. But they're so nice to knit on, and for doing those scarves, I started off. See, these are doesn't matter that the tip is wider than the body, because this bit, when you knit, is the bit that makes the size of your stitch, and then it just slides down here. It doesn't alter the size of the stitch slipping onto this bit. So as you can see, that's an 8mm tip, and I've made them into short needles for doing those scarves, so because they get in the way where I'm sitting. These are the extensions, which you just screw in if you're doing a longer project, and then all of a sudden you go from that. I think they're a brilliant idea. I'm sure they still do them. So you can go from that, make your needles that size, or that size.
That's really cool.
I think it's brilliant. And if you've got all the tips, you've got every size bit that you need.
I only have the small set.
And I think can these go on the end of your...
Yeah, because I've
these
done that.
These little pandas can go on the end of... If you were knitting on the circular knitting, you can take the needle off and screw this in the end. If you wanted to put if you wanted to use the needle, if you're using the same needles for two projects, you can just swap your needles over. You just put the little panda stoppers in the end.
Yeah,
which is brilliant. So if you haven't seen those before,
I love higher.
Yeah, well, I used to sell higher needles, so when I closed the shop down, I had loads of higher left, so I had like one of everything near enough. So that's those. That's what I've been knitting my scarves on. And they're hollow as well, so they're lightweight. I think they're aluminium. And, even better, the numbers don't wear off.
No.
I have so many needles and things, I haven't got a clue what they are unless I get a sizer out, because especially the wood ones, they wear off.
Someone might have to guesstimate.
Yeah.
I can't remember if I showed this, but if I haven't done any more since. But I bought this kit when we went to one of the shows to do a jumper. I think I got one. Did you buy one as well?
That was at Yarndale.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I might have shown this.
Yeah, I did. I've bought one as well. Forgotten about that.
So I started it. Can I remember what size?
So have you started again?
So no, I've I only got this far. I think I cast it on with all the intentions in the world of having it done for Harrogate. Didn't work out that way. So I've only done literally piddly amount. It's not even worth showing. But I'm going to rip it back because I don't know what size I am. I could work it out, but I can't be bothered.
You've not done enough to worry about it.
I've not done
really.
it. No, if I'd done like half a jumper. So I need to start and make notes. So,
yeah.
So
always have a little notebook.
So this is in Drop's Fable,
which is sock yarn.
So there's that. So there's that colour, and then there's the.
You got the whole kit. Was it for about £12 or something?
White.
I remember somebody else.
£16.50.
Yeah, £16.50 for a jumper. It's not bad, is it? Really?
And then the black. So I've got all labels, and if I ever needed to buy any more of any of it, one of the shops in town sells drops. So,
always knitting and sewing.
So I'm sure I can always go there and get some.
If you live locally to us, anywhere near us or in the surrounding areas, and if you don't, they've got an online shop where they sell everything. Always knitting and sewing. We're not affiliated.
That's where I got the kit from. That's the company. And when we were there, the lady was actually wearing this.
We're not affiliated to them or anything. We We love their shop. I buy most of our material there.
Yeah, it's a small, medium, large set. I think I may have cast on the large because
I don't have to do a size as big as I thought I would in it. I know, I remember seeing.
But
I have decided, with all my knitted jumpers and my cardigans, I'm definitely a cardigan person, not a jumper person.
yeah, I'm a cardigan person.
Definitely a cardigan. It's going to be cardigans I knit in the future rather than jumpers. Other than that one, because I bought the kit to do that one.
And then Mum got me this at Christmas.
This was from the same fair.
I need to make the pictures bigger.
Oh.
It's rubbish. How am I supposed to show this? Oh, there we go. So it's that. I really liked it. It's really for colours. It's just a mindless knit. So it comes in a kit like this. It came with needles. I've not done much. It's the clicking. The needles click.
We can always switch them to bamboo.
So this is what I've done so far. I like how it's coming up. And these are the Knit Pro basics.
The basics, aren't they, those?
Yeah, so...
You know the basic one, the grey.
3.5.
All my original knitting needles. And Nanny's original knitting needles were grey.
So we're doing that, so that's good. So this is what I do when I can't think of what else I want to do. But I'm more of crochet. I'm more into crochet at the moment. So when I get in these phases, I just have to see it through.
Yeah.
before I get fixated on something else.
Yeah. Oh, I've got one more knitting thing I forgot. My cardigan. Talking of cardigans, I have been gradually adding a bit to this. I'm not going to get it this winter like I wanted to because obviously it hurts to knit it. I could be doing it instead of doing them scarves, but we were asked for them scarves. This is, I've shown before, but I've finished the back on this cardigan. My Farimond, I think it's Farimond cardigan by Jane Ellison from Pearl and Jane, which I love. I was hoping to be wearing this winter, but it's just not going to happen. I don't think it's going to be next year. I love it.
The colour's a bit more greeny.
Can you tell I like KoPoUk's stitch markers? That's from the spring. That's for summer picnic set as well. That's well, we reckon it's pina colada in a jug. It's got tiny little
Pims.
Pims, that's it. Pims o'clock. There's little lemon slices and things, and it's really cool. She's very clever, and I've done this far on one of the fronts. And I'm knitting these on my Knit Pro Symphonies, which was a set I got for Christmas, not last Christmas, the Christmas before, off my husband. It might have been even the year before that. So it's coming on. That's in Knoll Kilcara Tweed yarn. That one, I have shown it before. There we go. It's really nice. It's got a little bit of, I think it might have a little bit of edge to it.
Sorry, I'm yawning.
But I think that might go away when it's been washed, because she wears a yellow one in the shop, like a mustardy yellow one, which is on the pattern. It's actually the one that's in the book. It's from her own book of patterns. Easy Knits, I think it's called. And when I asked her at the time, did it soften up when you wash it? She didn't know at the time because she'd never washed it. So that was in one of my bags. I've got that in one of my bags that Nikki made ages ago. This is a really big bag. It's because it fits all that in it. My shoulder's starting to hurt more because I went to physio on Monday.
Did they help?
So she was showing me what exercises to do. Yeah, she figured out which one it was and what exercises to do. And she says, it won't hurt on the day when you do it, it'll hurt the next day.
Yeah.
And when you're supposed to do them every day, which means from that first day, after that first day, it's going to hurt every day.
Yeah.
Take lots of painkillers, she says, to keep on top of the pain so that you can do it. If you don't do it, it won't get better. Yes, yes, miss. So, hopefully, because it obviously affects my job and everything, which is why I've had a bit more time in the mornings, but you haven't. Whereas that's going back to normal next week. So, sewing. You haven't brought any sewing, have you?
No, I have. I've got 2 things.
Have you? So I'm not going to spend loads of time talking on everything. I'm just going to show you through some of the stuff I've been making.
One of the shows we went to, I wanted to make the boys some t-shirts.
This was at Harrogate, wasn't it?
Yeah. And I've made this for Michael.
You bought it as like a panel that I'd hit home.
Yeah, they had 3 panels. There was this one, which was a rocket, and there was a planet with the astronaut on it. And I've done this. I just bought one pattern, and I'll do both the boys. I just need to redo the collar of this now I've shown it whole, I can actually cut it out now.
Cut it out and do it.
Do it now.
He's into space.
Absolutely loves space. His mum and dad bought him a space book for Christmas, and we're now reading it for the second time. Going back to the beginning. So I've done that. That was my first time using stretching material as well. And then I came to play on Mum's sewing machine.
She's learned, because Nikki's going to come on the days when I'm at work and she's off, because we cross over. We haven't got the same days off. So I said she can come and play on it. I have, if you're interested, a Duke DX7. I splashed out and bought myself a new fancy one.
So I was learning, and I made Joseph some green bunting for his bedroom.
So she was learning the plique, how to use the plique stitches and things.
Which we have now learned that we need interfacing.
Yes.
Because it pulled it in. Like you see, it's pulled it in. But
it's a learning curve.
It's all good.
I've not had it very long.
And I've used a fancy stitch, leaves. But it was good. I was impressed. He likes it. He doesn't actually really know what it is. But Michael made me this necklace. I told him I'd wear it today. So there we go. Proof. There it is.
On video.
Keeps making me necklaces. That was one of the things I was most looking forward to about him starting school.
Yeah.
Was getting all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I was looking forward to that.
I'm sure I've got bags of the stuff packed away somewhere from you lot.
So, I've done more sewing, but I don't know what I've done.
I made this at Christmas. I put it on my Instagram page because I really like the free motion sewing. I want to do it more and use it on the bags. I just keep getting distracted. So, but I did this panel, planning on making it into this white panel, planning on making it into a bag to sell. And then when I made it and put it on, and I spent so much time making it, and how much I liked it. People kept saying you should make it into something for yourself, so I did. So what I did was I drew it onto the fabric with fabric markers. I bought these fabric markers off through Instagram. I've seen an advert and I thought, well, I could try doing something of my own. So I drew it on. This is my own design. I coloured it in with the fabric, coloured it all in with the fabric markers, and then I free motion stitched over it. I'm pleased with how it came out.
Looks fab. Put
some swirls on. I used what's it called? Friction pen, is it?
Yeah.
I used a friction pen. If you've not got one of these, I just got them from Ryman's, the stationers downtown. Most stations are selling because it's an erasable. The heat gets rid of it. If you don't use your iron, I believe you can blast the hairdryer at it if you do it onto leather or anything like that.
You're a radiator.
Yeah, something like that. It makes it disappear. Although I have found on some dark fabrics, sometimes it disappears and then it comes back. You see it a little bit white. So you have to test it.
Yeah.
You need to test it first. But I did that, so I want to do one with a sunflower. I want to do one with a tulip for spring. I want to do one for a sunflower for the summer.
I want that one.
And an autumn one, I might do a big oak leaf or an April leaf or something. I plan on making my own, doing them. So I've got a set.
To seasons.
Yeah, whether I'll get to do it, I don't know, but I really want to do a sunflower one.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
It's finding the right. I want a material like this, but sunflowers.
Yeah.
A dense. This was a Moda, one of the Moda Christmas fabrics. I absolutely love it. It's got like a gold, metallic gold outline around it all. And this was one that had little baubles on. So I was really pleased with that. Quite pleased. That's my first thing I've made.
It's fab.
For the house. And it was learning. I did that. I didn't do that on this machine. I did that on my other one. The free motion is so much easier on this one. It's got a bigger table, and I prefer the foot. And you can actually put your feed dogs down as opposed to having to clip on the other one. You had to clip a little plastic thing over the top, so it wasn't flat then. Whereas this one you can put them down, and it's just slippier anyway. So I made that. I've decided I like making bags. You can see I can't remember if I showed that one that's hanging up behind there. That's my Toy Story bag. I made that first.
I think you did, yeah.
I got it from a kit. I got a kit from a bag I saw. I didn't like the fabric in it, but I just switched that out and made that. And I've since made Nikki a unicorn one. I think I showed that. And I made a Marvel comic one, like that one, in Marvel for aforementioned Nicola, who I was talking about before, the teacher. And she uses that all the time. So then I went on to have a go at making a couple of other bags. So I made this. Here we go. This is a blue colour pattern.
I need to get a big zip.
If you've not heard of them, blue colour, she's either American or Canadian, Canadian. website. She's got loads of beautiful patterns. And this, it opens, it's got a gusset at the side here, and it's just a flat bag. I used it at the show, put a couple of pockets in it. This was a bit of a learning curve because she gave you all these different interfacings to use, which I didn't have. So I used what I'd got, and some of them were a bit firm. So when I was going to attach this bottom bit, I really struggled to get around these curves. I used like a foam one, and it really should have been much thinner, so it would lie flat and go under the sewing machine. But anyway, I managed it, and it's a convertible backpack. I think this one's called the convertible backpack. It sits pretty flat. I like the fact it's sturdy. This material was from Always Knitting and Sewing, was a set. Might be a bit bright for some people, but I really like it. It's got a pocket in the front, so I learnt to put a pocket. Oh, drugs. My ibuprofen. I've learnt to put a pocket in, a zip pocket in, on the front of it. I put these straps convert, so you can either have it as a backpack, like it is at the moment, or if you unhook them and put them through, you can turn it into like an over-the-shoulder bag, which is quite good as well. Like I say, it's gusseted at the side, and it's just a basic big drop-in bag. Would fit A4 file in it and things like that. A couple of pockets. So I was really quite pleased with myself over that, even though, like I said, these bits weren't so brilliant, but I try not to beat myself up too much, considering I didn't exactly pick the easiest bag to start with. After that one, that was not too difficult. I didn't pick a very easy bag, considering I only started sewing in June as well. So I made that one, and then I was given a lot of, from somebody I made a wedding table plan for once, back when, in the days when I had my craft shop, came into the chippy, and I hadn't seen him for years, and when he realised who I was, he says, "What are you doing these days?" So I told him, and I said I was trying to get into making bags. Turns out he works in a furniture factory, and said he had loads of faux leather offcuts, ends of rolls. They were having a bit of a clear up. Did I want any? I said yes please, and he came in with 2 big bin bags full. So I've got plenty to play with. So I wanted to do a messenger bag, so I downloaded, this is again a blue colour pattern, and this was, I did the whole thing because I thought this was not the most, even though I like this colour, it's not the most appealing colour to a lot of people, because the first thing people commented, "Oh, I'm not so sure about that green." So it's not for you, so you don't need to worry, do you? But I says I want comments on the bag, not on the colour. So anyway, I did nearly the whole thing in the faux leather, because I wanted more, for anything, to learn how to sew with it more than anything. So the pattern wasn't too difficult. Again, I think I missed a bit of the pattern out, and I ended up hand stitching the corners because I was reading the instructions on my phone. I printed the pattern, but I didn't print out all the instructions on my phone, and obviously I'd made it bigger, and I think when I was scrolling there must have been a bit over to the side I'd missed. Anyway, it worked out in the end anyway, and it looks okay. The only thing I've not made a particularly good job of is the piping. I haven't done piping before, and I've not made the best job of that. And people say, "Well, why don't you unpick it?" Well, I'm not bothered, because it was a sample bag, and there's lots of stitches where it's skipped, like here.
Still really good though.
Yeah, and I wasn't sure why it did it. I've since learnt why it did it, and I've since had this machine anyway, so it might be easy to do. But then I was thinking I might have a go at making this. It's got pockets on the front, pen pockets. It's got a bit for putting the only thing I didn't put there was the Velcro for your tablet, putting your fasten that in the back there. Pockets here, zip pocket there. Getting quite good at this now. Putting these zip pockets in, zip pocket. So I learned quite a lot making this bag, and now if I was to make it again, this was upholstery fabric. I bought a pack from Abercan of offcuts and just picked out. I thought it went well with this. Made the strap out of it as well. If I was to make it again, I'd made the inside of the flat fabric and the outside. I'd do it like it is, but I'd make the inside fabric, and I'd be tempted to make this panel or this panel fabric as well. I'd put more fabric into it than I have here, but I did so much in the faux leather because I wanted to learn how to work with the faux leather, so I really like that. So that felt like quite an achievement, and I will make more of those. I've got loads of colours to try. And then lately I've been on a purse kick. I wanted a new purse myself, and I subscribed to Blueprint, which gives you all sorts of different classes for sewing, knitting, crochet, weaving, cooking, baking,
everything,
photography, everything. And it had a purse course for making these purses. So I made the little wallet one at first, which was okay. I
did the card one in it.
Yeah, that came out okay. I've not brought that over with me. It's about somewhere. Anyway, it was. Then this was this. No, I have a purple one somewhere. What's that called?
Is it behind there?
I don't know where I've put that. Never mind. There was one that had like curved panels on it, the second one, and I made that, but I wasn't keen. It looked fabulous, but I didn't like how it worked. Anyway, so then this was the third one to give you the flap over purse, to give you for all your cards, and the zip pocket, and this was the design I liked. I've used this one a bit, but I've since made another because I was looking for a purse design that I could make to put in the shop. And this is what I've settled on. This was the first one, so not as straight as it could be, and it's the same fabric as this bag, so I could use them together if I wanted to.
Matchy match.
So I was quite pleased with that, how that came out, and there's bits here for putting your money in. I just didn't think it was firm enough, and I wanted to have a go. So I had a go, and I made another one. I made two like this in some fat quarter packs I got, and I swapped it round this time because I found the purse here. If you were accessing the purse, your card bit was dropping back in your cards, or whatever it could drop out. That was how it was in the class. So I swapped them round. So quite liked it. That works a lot better, but again, it was still a bit floppy. I made another one of these, a bit firmer, which now Nanny has. She had that one, and I put a wrist strap on. I wanted to make them removable, but didn't have any lobster claws that small.
Yeah.
So then I wanted to make one in faux leather. Oh, bear in mind, that one and the other one like that one, I took them apart twice and put them back together to get them just right. And I used, this was where I started using like the triple stitch here to make this stitch bolder, to stand out a bit more and look a bit better. I have to make sure you're stitching straight though when you're doing that. I wanted to make a faux leather one, so here we go. Quite pleased with that one, with a little, even used rivets, learned how to use rivets on this one. It's got a magnetic snap, and this is, love this fabric. So I did this one. My sewing wasn't quite straight, so I took it apart, I put it back together again, and I had to take it apart because I'd sewn it in a certain way. I'd missed a bit, so I sewed it differently. Then I had to take it apart because of some other mistake I made. Because I was watching ER while I was doing all these. I bought the box sets for ER, not paying attention. Put it all back together. Oh, yeah, it looks fab. This looks perfect. My sewing's great. And then realised I forgot to put the lining down the centre of the flippy card panels. So
Wally.
Never mind. But this one is firmer. I use Decaville interface in this one. So now this one's firmer. Feels a bit more leather-like. I put it in that bit, but I didn't. It doesn't need it in this bit, but I put it in the flat bit. So anyway, it looked fab. And I have done this again with this same fabric, but in blue, turquoise. It's in my bag, so I'm not going to get that out. And I've put the purse here and the cards there, and it works brilliantly. I'm using it all the time now. So that's now my go-to purse. The only downside is my phone, which I'm filming on now, fits in, but I can't close it. And it wasn't designed for a phone, but I thought my phone, and I've got a Samsung Galaxy Note 10 5G Plus thing, one of the latest all singing all dances. I got it because of the video in and stuff like this.
Yeah.
It's quite a reasonable size phone, and it fits really nicely into that there. Just need to make it a little bit longer. So I've just cut out another one, which I'm doing in these colours. This is blue faux leather I've got, which matches this fabric really nice. And I've made it so I'm hoping it works right. So I do this bit a bit longer, so that then I can put these in the same place, but it'll just be slightly longer here in my phone, and it'll shut. So then when I take my purse out, because sometimes you just go out and you just take your purse, but my phone's in me, I don't always like having it in my back pocket. I can put it in there, pop Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, and as they say in this country, and all that. So that's that. So I've now got my design down pretty much for my purse. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. That's about it. I don't think we could squeeze any more in if we tried. And time is pushing on. 10:10, 10:31. So says Alexa. I'll try and, I'm hoping, in case I haven't done it, try and remember how to flip the video. Because when this goes out, it's obviously filming us as we are. So anything with text on, like my Born to Knit sign there, I put that up recently on the wall, my board. It'll be back to front. It's back to front when you're looking at it. Oh, yeah, it is, yeah. And I'm sure I did it once and I flipped it and it looked right, so we'll be on opposite sides. But I'm having to. I couldn't do it when I couldn't remember how to do it when I last did a video. Oh well. Anyway, I'll see if I can figure it out. So if I haven't managed it and all the writing's the wrong way around, I do apologise. Sorry. We're the right way around. So, is there anything else we want to say? You can find us on. We have an Etsy shop called Woolly Elephant where we sell our yarn and the bags. If you see like any of these bags that you see, or any of Nikki's bags, or the hand-dyed yarn, that's where it'll be. Any of the things I've shown that I might be making in the future and that Nikki's making in the future, that's where you'll find them. Yep. You can follow us on Instagram. Go on. Woolly Elephant Daughter. And Woolly Elephant Mum. Yep. We use both those pages to promote us and the shop, as well as just everyday life stuff as well. We have a Facebook page, Woolly Elephant, as well. Usually what you see on the Facebook page is what we've shared on Instagram. Yeah. But if you don't know it on Instagram, you'll see it on there anyway. So if you see all them hashtags on Facebook, you know why. It's because it's come from Instagram. Is there anywhere else? We don't really use the Ravelry group. We do have a Ravelry page. It's got a lot of our older projects on and stuff, but I don't tend to use it. No. I just don't have the time or the inclination. I do apologise. We've tried starting groups and we just don't follow it up. So apologise for that. Okay, but that's not us. So until next time, it's been a pleasure. Yeah. Hopefully won't be as long. Yeah. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up because that tells YouTube you like us. Subscribe if you're not subscribing if you want to see what we're doing in the future or what we've done in the past. So until next time.